Hello friends, today I want to talk to you about compact phones. Now compact phones is a trend which started with Apple iPhone 16e, and since then OEMs across the board have got curious about it, and there have been a couple of launches also. Personally, I have used iPhone 16e as well as OnePlus 13s, and whatever I'm sharing today with you is basis that. Now there is also a launch from Vivo X200 FE, which it calls as Fashion Edition, but more or less the proposition is same. So I think whatever I have to share basis the experience of two phones applies to other compact phones also. Now my first issue with compact phone is it's a trend against the tide. What I mean by that is that over the years, smartphone industry has always emphasized on giving more to consumers. In essence, there has never been a replacement in the industry. It has always been an upgrade. So if you had a phone, say, and used it for 3 years, 5 years, and then went on to a replacement with, even if you went with the replacement with the same budget, say if you had a 20,000 phone and you went with the replacement for another 20,000 rupees, you would never get the same thing. You would always get more the next time in terms of maybe specifications, display, size. So in one or the other form, you would always get more battery, RAM, storage, everything. You would get something more the next time you would purchase it. So this trend of compact phones, wherein the performance isn't compromised, you get all the flagship specifications, but yes, the size is reduced or miniaturized. It looks like definitely a trend against the tide, which goes against what smartphone industry has been doing so far. The second thing is that, okay, if Apple has done it, so why shouldn't others do it? I believe there is a reason why others should not do it. See, Apple is not just a phone, it's an ecosystem. It's a close-ended ecosystem owned entirely by Apple, from operating system to every damn thing, even to, hardware. Now, within that ecosystem, you will definitely find a cohort of users who would be okay to explore a smaller form factor, who would want similar, no compromise on performance, no compromise on usage, utility, but would want a convenient form factor. It is not necessary that the Android users would want the same way, and I personally believe that Android users think entirely differently than iPhone users. So my belief is that I don't think that Android users would be really looking for something like that. Yes, market is offering that, but we are yet to see really how users react to compact phones. It's too early to conclude or make any assessment whether it's a success or otherwise. The third thing which I want to highlight is, now suppose it's also pricey. It's 50,000-60,000 rupees one has to spend. Now imagine someone who cannot afford 50,000-60,000 outright purchase and goes for an EMI, so takes the burden of a loan. Now why would anyone take a loan and then also, so to say, compromise on the product or service one buys? Okay, so if you're spending 50,000-60,000, taking a loan on yourself, but then you are compromising on the size, why would anybody do that? No logical or rational consumer would like to do that. So if you are spending and stretching extra, you would not want to compromise on anything. Another reason I believe that why this won't work well is there is really a lot of content creation and consumption happening these days, and for that we need larger displays, immersive displays, so that users could really consume it properly and at the same time create also it in a convenient way. So if you are kind of compromising on the screen size, I think it definitely does not deliver the experience what a regular size phone can offer. Now we have enough data to prove that any user is comfortable in spending 20% of his her income on buying a phone outright purchase without loans. So that means if a person has a monthly income of 1 lakh rupees, he or she is okay to spend 20,000 rupees on buying a phone with an outright purchase. Of course, outliers are there. Now, in this case, just imagine if a phone is for 50, 60,000 rupees. So you just imagine what cohort we are trying to target, who could, outrightly purchase these phones. Now, lastly, let's assume that, okay, there is a cohort of users who can afford to buy this phone, outrightly purchase it, and also are not really, do not create much of content and are okay to explore consuming content on a smaller display. Now the problem is, if you look at that cohort who can really afford to buy this phone and spend that much money without, of course, EMIs and loans, now that user will be typically 40 plus in age. Okay, because that is when a person would be earning that much money that he or she can spend 40, 50,000 on a phone, 50, 60,000 in fact, on a phone outrightly. Now, it is but natural that when a person crosses 40 years of age, there are, the vision starts to weaken. There is dilution in eyes. There are blurry, there is blurriness in eyes, and most of the people have to use one or the other form of aid in the form of spectacles or contact lenses. And it's very, very difficult to read things which are small. So that's where, this proposition goes against the life stage of the cohort who could really buy it. Okay. So this is one more factor which doesn't go in favor of the compact smartphones. So this means, so I'm not saying outrightly that compact phones are useless and they will not be sold. They will be sold. There will be some, we sell 150 million phones a year plus minus in India alone. So there is definitely scope for every form factor, every experiment to work out. And I'm sure this compact form factor will also sell in smaller volumes. It will not be something which will make a mass appeal. I have given all my reasons why I believe so. Now, this also indicates that the smartphone industry really needs to think towards innovation. Remember, in 2024, it was the first year when we saw a dip in the overall, customer satisfaction. Though the dip was nominal, just a 0.1%, 0.1% dip, but it is a trend towards decline. So I think smartphone industry really needs to think through, and it's not, I think onus is not just on smartphone industry, but the entire ecosystem to think that how we can create and innovate things which have a wider impact. Maybe compact smartphone is not the answer. It could be something else. We all need to ponder upon it and really arrive at, something which not only creates a lot of impact, but also retains the excitement level of consumers, which has been there with smartphones. That's what I had to share with you today. Let me know your views about compact phone. Are you really excited about it? Are you exploring it? If yes, why? If not, also tell me those reasons why you're not excited about compact phones. I'll be again with you with something interesting. Till then, have a great time.